Welcome to the Sherpa Chalet on Mount Podcastia, where it's time for podcast picks with Jim the Podcast Sherpa. You'll get to hear about podcast recommendations for your podcast playlist, along with occasional interviews with other podcasters and video hosts. Now waiting for you is your host, Jim the Podcast Sherpa. He's just like you imagined. But don't worry, we'll make it up to you somehow.
This week on Podcast Picks with Jim the Podcast Sherpa, Jason Taylor from the Free Geeks podcast returns to Sherpaloo Studios. Jason knows a lot about today's pop culture, unlike the Sherpa, who's still convinced that exploding yo-yos will be the next big gift around the holidays. Please don't tell him that all of the Sherpaloo studio players are all sending him one for his birthday, while we take an sudden vacation.
Welcome to the Sherpa's Podcast Picks. It's the podcast about, podcasts. And now, coming to you from Mount Podcastia, here's your host, who wonders what's on your podcast playlist, Jim the Podcast Sherpa.
Hello there, Rebels of the Sherpalution, and welcome to Podcast Picks with Jim the Podcast Sherpa. That's me coming to you from Sherpaloo Studios here in the Sherpa Chalet, high atop Mount Podcastia, where I overlook the millions and podcasts that are out there. And hello and welcome to another new episode. And as you know, we usually do new episodes on Wednesdays every week. So, you want to get people into it, you say, hey, new episode on a Wednesday, new episode on a Wednesday. People will become frantic, I know, and they'll just swarm the streets screaming, new episode on Wednesday. But we also do the classic episodes on Friday, and we call those Sherpa Selects. And those are a lot of my favorite ones that I've been prettying up for our YouTube channel, and you can check us out over there at Sherpalution, of course. And maybe while you're over there, you might want to check out the YouTube channel of my guest. So far, they've got almost 5,000 subscribers. So, there's some good stuff going on over there. This guest has actually been on the show before, and we wanted to bring him back. I don't know why he said yes, but he did. So we brought him back. His name is Jason Taylor. He is one of the hosts of the Three Geeks podcasts, and they talk a lot of pop culture stuff, movies, TV, video games, comics, whatever you might want to throw in that pop culture bin, and he covers it all with his buddies. Jason is also the host of a couple of other podcasts too. Now, what I find fascinating about Jason is if you are listening to the shows on Saturday, the Sherpa Samples, a lot of the podcasters don't have their shows anymore. They kind of rode a big wave, maybe from like 2019 to about 2021. But Jason, he's got all of his podcasts going, and we're going to talk about that. And, of course, the content that is on his show. He's a super nice guy. He's coming to us from Ohio, I believe. Yay, Ohio. We like Ohio. What's round on the edges and high in the middle? Ohio. I know. It was like some dumb joke when I was a kid. Anyway, so we will spend a little time with him and see what he's up to. Maybe we can get some good recommendations for some TV and movie watching for all you rebels that are out there. Because I know you guys, you aren't listening to me 24 hours a day. Are you? Are you? I'll send you medication if you are. Don't worry. But I guess we will move on into the geeky room in the Sherpa Chalet and have a conversation with Jason Taylor, one of the hosts of the Three Geeks podcast. Hello there, Rebels. We are here in the geeky room in the Sherpa Chalet, and my guest is returning champion Jason Taylor. He is the host of numerous podcasts. He hosts the Three Geeks podcast, the Big Binge Watch List, Ion, and Matt Talk, and he's coming to us rested, hopefully, from his most recent plane trip. Jason, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, we have a lot of shows happening on our channel. I don't actually host Ion, but I am involved with like the production and stuff for it. But yeah, no, we have a lot going on. How have you been?
I'm doing good, still making bad jokes and cranking through. It's interesting because I was thinking On Saturdays, I do like my classic episodes, if you want to call it that. And so many of the people who hosted podcasts are no longer doing the show. I guess they kind of had their little moment between like 2019 through 21, and then it's like, oh, they stopped. But yet you and I, we're like the old guard now.
Yeah, man, we're still going. It's funny because Three Geeks had our biggest growth in our 10-year. So for our first 9 years, we had a total of like 400,000 like downloads slash listens across the years combined.
Mhm.
2025, we did 800,000 views in just that year,
Wow.
which is wild.
Yeah. It's hard to think of like that many people just looking at it at once, when you're making that content, you're not really thinking of like how many you're going to, and then all of a sudden you see the numbers like, oh,
Yeah, I was slowly going up out of nowhere, which is crazy.
that is fantastic. What do you think has kept you going? Like where you just don't say, I'm done.
Well, I hanging out with my friends on Saturday night 'cause that's when we do our live show. That is like the catalyst that does it. And then recently we brought on some fresh blood, some fresh talent, and that's also helped revitalize us that have been around for a while, having female voices, which is something we've never really had on the show before. And we've got 3 new hosts in that regard. So I think it's just, hanging out with your friends. It feels like hanging out with your friends when you podcast and getting chances like this, talking to you.
And I think we should point out to people, because I remember this from the last time, that there aren't always just 3 people on the Three Geeks podcast.
No, it started off with me, Max, and my cousin. My cousin left, but we picked up Justin. We've got Mike, Scott, Angel, Destiny, and Jamie. Destiny has done all of our celebrity. Like, she reaches out to all the celebrities for us now. Jamie hosts the Big Binge with me when we talk TV, and then everybody else just filters in and out of the live show.
Now, I know you're the binger yourself. You're always posting on social media saying, "Oh, I'm checking this show out, that show out." What are some of the favorites?
Um, Ed, I really loved that show. I just rewatched it because season 2 comes out very, very soon.
Right.
I'm watching Memories of a Killer with Patrick
Yeah.
Dempsey.
Yes.
So good. Paradise is also so good. There's so much good television. It's tough to keep up, and somehow I'm managing to keep up. I make awful decisions when it comes to sleep. I stay up as late as humanly possible, and then I get up early for work, and then binge as soon as I'm off. And editing and TV go very well with each other.
Okay. Are there any that you want to stay away from right now? Or you kind of checked them out and you were just like, giving up on that?
Not really.
No?
No, I get a lot of flack from the guys because I tend to like most things.
Okay.
So, yeah, no, I'm digging because I only watch things if they're recommended to me for the most part.
Mm.
So, yeah, I'm digging everything I've seen. Scrubs, the reboot, has been really good as well.
Okay. I never watched it the first time around, but I guess like the way that it ended, they said they kind of did like a little bit of a twist to bring them all back together again. Was it something like that?
Yeah. There's a reason that JD comes back to the hospital. I kind of dug it. I think it's fun. It's a fun way to bring that show back, and the show feels the same. So for all the people out there that love that show, I think they're gonna be happy.
Yeah. And I think they were really smart because they had the 2 doing all those T-Mobile internet commercials. So you got used to seeing them on the screen, and it was like, "Oh, I wish I could see them in that show," and there you have it. It was right there for you.
Absolutely. What do you watch?
What do I watch? Oh gosh. On regular or on streaming?
Um, Either.
Okay, regular, I like Memory of a Killer. That I really enjoyed that. It's very different, and I like it when the networks finally do different, and it's not the same formulaic stuff, where you don't know where it's gonna go, and hopefully they got it in the right direction.
Mhm.
Um, what else? Comedies, I've been, Neighborhood, I mean, that's in its last season now,
Right.
and, DMV, which is starting to get there. I was kinda a little bit on the fence, but, I think that happens with a lot of new comedies. You gotta get used to the characters. You see where they take it. Uh Love Will Trent.
Good.
High Potential. Oh, and Tracker on Sundays. Justin Hartley. Streaming. My big ones are on Apple TV. Been following. Well, I think it's the last season of Shrinking.
Mm-hmm.
We caught both seasons of Palm Royale, Kristen Wiig, and Morning Show.
Yeah, the morning show is so good. Shrinking is so good. I don't know why it took so long to put Harrison Ford in a comedy.
Yes,
He is so good at it.
he was like a pleasant surprise. You're like, wait, I didn't think he could be that funny. And the interesting thing about that show is, you have like your workplace comedies, and sometimes like the characters' workplace is so separate from their home life. But that's like one show where like everybody knows each other and they have some sort of interaction, and it makes for good plot line. Nothing. They don't get too off the beaten course with it. It's the characters know who they are, and they don't do stupid things. But it's really interesting to have that kind of chemistry in the show.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I forgot one. Loot with Maya Rudolph.
I haven't seen that yet.
Oh, right now I think it's on a break. I'm not sure when it's coming back. She plays a woman who was married to like a tech billionaire, like an Elon Musk kind of guy, but she catches him cheating on her, so she divorces him, and in the settlement, she gets all this, half the stuff, and she finds out that she has a charitable organization. And she decides that she's going to work with the people in the charity. But of course, she's like a billionaire, so she knows nothing about like everyday life. So it's really well done. It's a really kooky kind of comedy. And my Rudolph anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, yeah. That comes around. Check it out on Apple TV. I'm a big Apple TV fan. They really will take a lot of new premises and not be afraid to run with them.
Oh, 100%.
But
I
then,
love Apple. Apple is ahead of the game right now as far as television goes. They're so good. I have not watched an original that's not good yet.
yeah. I say the same. There were a few that are gone. There was only think maybe like one that was on that I didn't like, and it was great up until that last episode, and then you're like, no. What was it called? Defending Jacob.
Oh, yeah. I'd like Defending Jacob as well. Yeah, I see why the ending might be divisive. But yeah, I thought that was really good.
Yeah, the acting was fantastic. It was just and it was one of those like you wanted to throw something at the screen or something.
Absolutely.
And I know you talk about movies as well too. What's some of the hot things that are out in the theaters that people?
What's it called? Good Luck. What's the movie called? Have Fun, Good Luck, Don't Die with Sam Rockwell. That movie was bonkers, but it was so much fun. I went and saw Scream 7 last weekend. I'm one of the few people that seem to have enjoyed that movie thoroughly. um, I don't know. Running Man just came out too. I don't know if you've seen that, but it just came out on like physical media, and that's such a fun movie.
Okay, yeah, no, I'd heard about it coming out, and I know that the what's the new lead actor is not. I know it's the remake of the Schwarzenegger movie.
Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell, yes,
Yes.
right, and there was something else that he was doing too, right? I know he was doing something on Hulu, right, where he was playing the football player.
Yes. Oh, Chad Powers. This show is awesome. If you have time, go watch that. It's only like 5 episodes. It's awesome.
I mean, what other stuff have you guys been covering apart from like movies?
Movies, TV, sometimes comic books. Um, yeah, the show that Max and Justin host does, they talk about cars, which is very different than what we do. They went out and bought a car actually, and they're working on restoring it. I couldn't tell you anything about it. I don't know much about cars. But one of the fun things that we've been doing, so end of 2024, I was invited to go to Monaco for a convention.
Oh,
And
okay.
that's where I met Jamie and Destiny, and then through a friend of a friend, met Angel. And I met a woman named Autumn. You're sitting there talking. You meet people. They they promise you things or they tell you they're going to do things for you, and then it falls through. Well, when we got back to US, everything that she told me came true. I now work for her convention company on the side, doing MCing, which has been so much fun. Going out there, meeting people, and talking fan conventions and stuff. So I've been doing a lot of that with her company, Decade Days. Yeah, it's been really cool. We did a Gilmore Girls show, and I really like Hallmark Christmas movies, and we did a Hallmark show last year. It's so much fun.
There's a lot of jokes built into the Hallmark Christmas movie thing.
I get it. I get it.
Don't tell me that you bumped into somebody who's given up on Christmas, who just might know you from high school.
Dude, I wish. I told her that. I said, man, if when we're in town for this convention, I hope that I'm in the bakery and I run into somebody who's a lonely baker and, they're trying to tear down her bakery and we fall in love across the aisle. Like, I wish.
Did you ever see the movie, I believe it was originally on Comedy Central, called A Clusterfunke Christmas?
No.
It's a perfect to-the-letter spoof on Hallmark Christmas movies. Every single element that is in all of those Christmas movies is in that movie. The two ladies from Saturday Night Live did it. Rachel Dratch and, I forgot the other lady who did it. Don the Goldberg.
I know who you're talking about.
Throwing a blank on her name, but it's perfect satire. I mean, I laughed all the way through it. I was like this is, better than a Hallmark movie because it out Hallmark the Hallmark movie.
Awesome. Yeah, I just wrote that down on my list with loot things to watch.
Yeah, that one you probably have to wait around the holidays, unless it's on some sort of streaming service. I'm not sure, but definitely you want to. Oh, look at that! I'm getting a notification. I have an interview. I'm glad that worked. Give me your top 3 all-time favorite TV shows.
That's such a good. Well, Lost number 1.
Okay.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer at number 2, and 3 is Big Bang Theory. There's so many that could go there, but Big Bang Theory, my daughter and I, we love watching that show together. So I'm gonna put that at 3.
And it's funny. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
It could have been Friends or How I Met Your Mother, but yeah, that one. Anytime it's on, her and I watch it. We've watched Young Sheldon. We've watched the newest spinoff. So those 3.
Okay. And definitely all 3 of those really kind of had their own kind of cult following out.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, yeah. Lost was the first show I remember conversing on the internet and introduction to podcast through Lost because I was listening to Lost podcast. What's going on, trying to predict what's happening on the show. So yeah, it was definitely interactive. Same thing with Buffy to an extent, being super interactive. Maybe not so much on social media, but with fans.
Yeah. On Matt Talk, do you guys just do the classic Matlock, or are you doing the new Matlock as well?
We do primarily the classic Matlock. I do watch and review the new Matlock occasionally. When something big happens, I'll post a review.
Okay. You pretty much got it all covered, Jason.
Right.
There's not much that's going to slip by you.
Nope.
I'm picturing you have this living room with 9 TV screens, each with a different channel. Some of the streaming ones are on top, and the broadcast ones are the 3 in the middle. And
I wish I had the attention span for that. That would be amazing.
I remember when we first did our interview, you had a wall of DVDs.
Mm-hmm. I still have those. They're in the basement.
Oh, I was going to say, has it overtaken your house yet?
Yeah, they're in the basement. I now collect VHS too, and those have kind of taken over my basement a little bit.
So you've got really the literal media room of anything that's been recorded.
Absolutely, man. I love physical media.
Is there anything that's coming out that you're looking forward to?
Release wise, yes. Welcome to Derry TV show. I want to come out on. I can't wait for that to come out on 4K. Or do you mean in theaters?
Oh, either one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Doomsday, the new Marvel movie, because I think it's going to be a return to form.
I know they just had one that was out that is supposed to be different from all the other Marvel. They get
Oh, not Fantastic Four. That can't be it. That has
no,
no.
no, it wasn't like I am drawing a blank. I wish it just
Me
popped into
too.
my head when we said it. I know it was actually getting some good reviews. Probably noted in the show notes or something like that. But I believe it's on. I believe it is on Disney Plus.
Oh, Wonder Man.
Wonder
Yes,
Man, thank
I
you.
need to watch it. I haven't watched it yet.
Okay, because they said that that's not like the Marvel ones at all. They said that it's very different.
Yeah, I've heard it's very different. Ben Kingsley's back in it too. He was in Iron Man 3.
Okay,
He's in Wonder Man 2. Yeah, I need to watch that. I need to add that to my list.
and now that I think about it, I guess with all that's going on with the streaming networks, at least they're going to be lumping things onto one channel. So, because what Netflix is going to be with Paramount.
Well, now they're saying that,
No. Or Paramount. I'm sorry, Paramount is going to be with HBO.
yes, Warner Brothers.
Yeah, Apple is going to be with Peacock. I think you can subscribe to them jointly, and Hulu is moving into Disney Plus.
Yes,
I think they're just going to turn into these huge networks, just like the broadcast network. And then,
exactly. 100% what's going to happen. It scares me that we're getting them all condensed down to just like 3 big networks
Mhm.
because variety is a fun spice of life. And if it's only like 3 or 4 big companies owning it all, that's kind of nerve-wracking.
Yeah, and you wonder how they become with innovation because then the money gets bigger, and will they want to spend the type of money when they were a little bit more rebellious and wanting to provide new content to
Mhm.
their viewers.
Yeah. I like it when they think outside the box.
Yeah. Then we're gonna be like doctor show, like lawyer show, police show, fire department, just 10,000 FBIs, 10,000 Law and Orders.
Oh my god, now there's a CIA now too.
Right.
Too much.
It's gonna get to the point where they're gonna run out of ideas and it's gonna be like, "The post office!
I'd watch that.
A rogue letter comes in with not enough postage. The team must make a crucial decision." Anyway, this is why I do not work in Hollywood. Apparently. That's
Hey
what the
man,
letter told me anyway.
they might like that idea. You never know. They do some weird stuff over there too.
I'm trying to think of a clever enough title. They call it PO.
There you go.
I don't. Okay. So I know obviously when you are not busy with your shows and binge watching, are there any podcasts that you listen to?
Um, yeah, I listened to a podcast called What Went Wrong, where they talk about like productions of film. The latest one I did, Casablanca, where they go back and talk about all the production, how it's amazing that the movie even got made, considering everything that went on behind the scenes. That's the big one that I listen to, and then I listen to a lot of my friends' podcasts.
You want to plug any of them?
Oh yeah, absolutely. PVD Cast.
Done.
Uh, don't fuck with the original. It's a horror podcast. My friend Kristen and Becky do that show. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, I'll shout out Steam Snobs, FSF Popcast. Yeah, there's a few that I listen to.
Brady. We always like to tell people that more things that are out there because there's just not enough podcasts to listen to, as you are well aware, sir. So, we have a portion of our show and it is called Shameless Self Promotion, and this is where you can let everybody know how they can follow you and see what's going on in your world over there.
Okay. Hey, everybody. Yeah, follow me over at 3 Geeks Podcast on all social media, 3geekspodcast.com. And then if you want to find out what I'm doing for conventions and so forth, go to decadedays.com. We've got some fun stuff coming up this year. We've got Christmas in July, part 2, and then we have our Weekend in the Life, which Gilmore Girls centric in September, and then a fun announcement coming for October that I can't talk about yet.
Ooh, I like that. Build the suspense.
That's right.
You got to give us a cliffhanger before the end of our season. Thanks, Jason. Again, Jason Taylor from the Three Geeks podcast, and also a bunch of others.
Yeah.
He's going to be everywhere. You're going to be like streaming equivalent of, I don't know.
I hope so. What's your top 3 favorite shows?
Our top 3 TV shows?
Yeah.
All time? Okay. First one has to be is kind of obscure. Police Squad.
Oh, so good. Did you see the new Naked Gun?
I haven't, but I want to see it with
You
Liam
should. It's
Neeson.
so good. That's so good.
Seinfeld.
That's a good one. I love Seinfeld.
And Married with Children, probably, which I heard is coming to Netflix.
That'd be awesome. I know it's unlikely now with Christina Applegate, but I really wish we had gotten like a Married with Grandchildren or some kind of a spin-off sequel series. I know they were talking about doing an animated show. I would love something with that group of people again because they're so good together.
Yeah, and I was a Modern Family in there probably before too. I just like Ed O'Neill doing comedy. I think he's just got a perfect deadpan delivery.
So funny.
Alrighty. I will let you go, sir. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Listen and subscribe on podcast apps everywhere. And we're on YouTube at Sherpolution. Sorry, no video. You're welcome.
Thanks so much to Jason Taylor of the Three Geeks podcast, and you can check him geeking out with all of his buddies on YouTube. Like I said, there's lots of subscribers. Go join them, and maybe even join this army too. And if you want to see what's going on in my social media pages, Sherpolution is the word that you need. And you can follow us on Instagram, Threads, TikTok, and of course, on our YouTube channel too. You can watch 2 things on YouTube at once. I'm sure some people know about that. But we will be back with more episodes in the coming weeks. I've got some interesting things that I'm working on, kind of shuffling some stuff around. And sometimes I don't even know what we're doing next week. I have a feeling. But you know what? I'll leave us in suspense for now. Ready? That was the sound of suspense. I did that really well, right? Okay. I will see you guys next week. And all I say to you is, Viva la Sherpolution, everybody.
Thanks for listening to the Sherpa's Podcast Picks. The podcast is now over. Please disperse and tell everyone about us. As long as they don't put us back in jail. Viva la Sherpolution!